Hello everybody, it's Eleanor from Eleanor's Place and I'm down on plot 2. I thought I'd show you around it. It's filling up quite nicely now. Everything's starting to, develop and fill out, and I've got lots of little flowers starting to appear in this front border. The mallow's getting little flowers on it, look. It got a bit battered the other week with all the wind, but it's not so bad, it's coped. It's a bit bald round the other side. But the plants here are all starting to take nicely. I've put some statues in here, and over there there's a small one, just round that corner there. I like statues because the slugs don't, and that's a good thing to have. This, I think this is the coreopsis. I think that is finally, I've decided that's what it was. And it's just starting to get its little flowers. The buds are starting to open. Everything's starting to look really nice. The Alchemilla mollis, it's just had rain on it and it just looks gorgeous. Look at all those beautiful, beautiful drips of rain on there. They look lovely. I'm not really that fussed about the flower heads on it. I tend to cut those off because I'm not that keen on them. But the leaves, I grow it for its leaves. So pretty, and what a lovely form. Gorgeous. This, my goodness me, this Achillea, this isn't on top of it, is just lovely. It's absolutely rocketed, and it's getting its flower heads, which is really, really nice. The phlox won't be long. Look at that, what healthy growth has that got. It's nice, isn't it? And then over here I've got 3 dahlias. I protected them for a bit with slug pellets, organic ones I might add, but slug pellets nevertheless. But they're just starting to get their flower buds now. So it'll be interesting to see what colours I get. And and there's a loop in there, you see it. So I've been putting flowers in along this edge here. There's all sorts of bits and pieces, but I've got a bit of a dilemma because I've got grass growing in the wire fencing, and I've taken some of it out, but I haven't done this bit at all yet, and as you can see it does make it quite scrappy looking, so I'm going to have to just check it with the lady next door. She's nice, she won't mind, and I'll go next door with a nice sharp spade and I'll get rid of it, hack it out, because it's annoying me. These are actually autumn fruiting raspberries. This is a golden one, and I think the others are just standard red, but they're really getting nice healthy growth on them now. These were actually 3 wild ones, if I remind you, and they're just starting to come into their own. But this is what I want to show you. These are the cokey onions. But considering they've been yanked out, they're not actually doing too bad. Look at them, they're not actually doing too bad. Although we are getting a lot of rain up here. I'm up near Carlisle, and we're getting a lot of rain at the moment. And so I think it's actually done the onions a lot of good. Whereas if it had stayed dry, I'd have just been throwing away pathetic little weedy onions because they weren't edible as they were. Will they have time? I don't know. The chunky ones you can see are probably ones that managed to escape the jackdaws. The thinner ones are the ones that got pulled out a lot. Anyway, but I'm really pleased that they've come back as well as they have. So I've got something to tell you. I was weeding the mini sweet corn bed here, and while I was weeding, I noticed something. I'll show you. Look, do you know what that is? It's an asparagus. And there's one over here. This is the one I saw first, actually. There's one over here, look. And I think there's one over there coming up too. So I had 4 in a square. And if I'm not mistaken, I've got 3 of the 4. Now, I thought they'd failed. I actually thought they'd failed, but they haven't. They've come back. And there's something else very exciting I want to show you as well. I have got a line of carrots. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I have finally managed to germinate and retain some carrots. So I'm terribly excited because, as I said before now, it doesn't take much to keep me happy. And I've just put these marigolds along this edge. I just had 3 left over, and I know they do stop carrot fly, so I've put them in. What else? Oh, and I did have 1 fennel. Now, don't laugh. My fennel is only about 3 inches high, but that fennel is grown from seed, and that is pretty impressive because they're really difficult to grow. And there was a line of them, but I've only got 1, but never mind. And this over here is bronze fennel, grown for its leaves, not for its bulb. And I've grown those from some seed that my friend gave me, and I've put it there to let it get on. So you can see what's going on here. I've got cokey, these are Chinese cabbage, and they're just starting to fill out. They're looking nice, aren't they? 1 or 2 have got a bit chewed, but it doesn't matter. We experienced last year they're going to make some big hearts in the middle, and they'll be really, you can peel all the outer ones away, and it doesn't matter how mangled the outer bit looks, the inside's perfect, and they're great for stir fries for Chinese. These are my celery, and you can see they're coming on now. I think I'm almost at a point where I'm ready to put a little cardboard collar around them and earth them up. And these 2 over here, that one and that one, are celeriac. I've never grown it before, so we'll see what happens. I don't really know. I'm not really au fait with them. And over there is just a couple of carrots of the original set I put in. They failed really. Although if I look closely, I think some of them are coming back up. So I've got some of the originals and then some of the others are coming back up. It's weird, isn't it, how it works? I've lifted my elephant garlic. It had gone really, really yellow. So that part's been lifted and it's drying in the shed. And I've left the other one, the germador. I've left that one in. It's a bit greener. And then if you look here, these are my shallots. And they're starting to divide quite nicely in there. They were from some that I managed to hold on to from last year. I've had a few strawberries. They're looking nice. Oh my goodness me, would you like a strawberry? Let me show you. Let me show you what I've just spied. Move this brick. Get off. Right. Wait till you see this. It's an absolute beast. How about that? That is a beast, if ever there was one. That's a beaut, that one. Look at that. Wow. Gorgeous. I've had 2 lots of strawberries off them already. They've done really well, actually. They really have. I'm pleased with them. First year, and they've done really well. I'll keep that for later. Right, now these are my sweet corn. Got a bit purple on the edges. Maybe it's gone a bit cold. But they're still doing all right, and they're making some nice plants here, look. They really are nice and sturdy, so I think I'm going to get some nice cobs off those, fingers crossed. Now these are my French beans, which my first lot, which I planted in the greenhouse in pots, failed. But I've put these in and I've got them now, and they look like they're all starting to come up. So, I think they'll be a bit later, but that doesn't matter because I've got broad beans and borlottis and runner beans in the other plot, so don't mind too much. Show you this. Can you see this line here? I've put in some sunflowers. These are multi-headed, and they've really romped away in the last few weeks. They're obviously very happy here. They've romped away. They're about 5 foot high, these, evidently, multi-headed, so they'll be nice. And this is some more of that mallow. The poppies, look at these for poppies. Aren't they gorgeous? Look at them. They're not going to be long before they flower. They're lovely, aren't they? Oh, and I've got to show you my cosmos. This was the one I managed to save. Oh, and just look at those flowers. It is such a pretty flower. Double Dutch rose. I'll just sit back a bit. Look at all those. One plant. Isn't it a shame I only managed to retain one? Because it really is beautiful. And here's a verbena up here. Now this verbena is from the original plant in the other plot. And it's coming on gorgeous. So I'm going to have a nice verbena just there. I've cleared this bit down here of all the grass and the weeds that were in the wire. I'm going to have to put a post in here somewhere and just heave the wiring up a bit. Right, I want to show you something. Look, do you like it? Isn't that lovely? Now that, hopefully, this butternut squash will grow up there. It should do, because I think it's close enough. I could always just I'm going to put some chicken wire up this side a little bit to help it, and I can always just ease it out a little bit so that it can catch it. Now this here is the courgette and pumpkin bed, and that's a courgette over there. As I can see, it's got some on it. Look, there's one. It's about 3 inches long. Got a bit further to go, but it's coming. That's nice. This one's a little bit later, but it's got a flower bud on there, so it'll be nice. And there's 2 pumpkins there, 2 there. And then these 4 plants here, they're mashed potato squashes. So this is the squash bed, and it's looking really nice. I think I'm going to keep this as a squash bed so that I always have them in the same place. I've put in a buddleia over here, and unfortunately when I was bringing it down I knocked the top off, snapped it off, but it's actually, I don't think it's done it any harm, because it's making its side shoots come up, and if you look, it's actually getting another growing point anyway, so it doesn't matter, it's going to be fine. Let me take you down and just show you this part down here. So these are the hazel bushes this side, and these over here, they're just starting to chunk up. The figs come into leaf over there. Sorry about the weeds, I've got to do this bit. But the figs coming into leaf there, that's rather nice. It's meant to be against a wall, evidently. Not happened. Maybe I might put a corner trellis in and grow something up it to give it some protection. I don't know, have to think of something. Now let me show you these. Look at my gooseberries. Look at those. I think I'm just feeling them. They're not quite soft enough, but they're just starting to feel like they've got a slight give. Not much yet, but this plant's covered in them. That plant there's got 2 on, but they're green. Now that plant, strangely, came from this plant. So why has this plant got pink ones and that one's got green ones? I'm confused. I don't understand. These 2 blueberry bushes are looking nice and healthy. This one's got blueberries on it, just a couple, but it's got some on it. That's a blackcurrant, as you can see. I'm not worried about how many it's got this year, because it's only gone in this year. They are turning colour, so that's good. It's maturing nicely. And then we've got the white currant here, which I don't think the white currant's got any on it actually. I think it's ball this year. No, there's none on it, but it's a nice healthy plant. And then this is the red currant here, and the red currant has got a few low down ones, just a few, so that's a good sign. I've cleared this section, totally cleared it, ready for a greenhouse. And then in front of it here, I'm going to put the 2 raised beds with a walkway in between the 2. Let me show you the rhubarb. Look at it. You know, this has really come on. It's really come on. I'm so pleased with it, and it's got its own nice little space now. It'll fill that space beautifully. And hopefully next year I'm well, no, maybe not next year. In a couple of years, it'll have some usable stalks, which will be lovely. That came from my mum's. It's come from a 100-year-old plant. It's a belter. I love it. This is my compost heap. I need to put some plastic over it and encourage it to rot down. I have actually painted the outside of these pallets to try and make it blend in a little bit. I know it's a bit ramshackle, but it's all right. Now, I decided to get rid of all the soil area around here on the orchard end. That's a Bramley apple, and you can see it's a bit bare around the base. Well, I want that. I don't want it right up to the base, but the rest of it is I've put seed down, grass seed, and I'm just trimming it, and gradually it's blending in, and I'm losing the pathways, and it will just become grass with the trees in, and that will be a lot easier to manage. And the pear tree over here, same again. It's a bit rough over here, but it'll be fine. And it's a nice little pear tree, that conference, that one. So that's a plum tree there. Yeah, so the only other thing I want to show you today are these. These are the heritage potatoes, and they haven't got any flowers on them. I don't know whether Shetland Black variety gets flowers, but mine haven't got flowers that I can see at the moment. But they might be a bit later, so I'm not in any rush. I've got plenty of others to be going at. So just looking at the plot, it's looking quite nice. You know, I have to keep coming and belting myself to death to keep on top of it, but it is starting to look quite nice. Olive in the middle is doing her thing, growing quite nicely, and I have put some flowers in along this border. The Astrantia, there we go, you can see its little flowers. There's lupins, stachys, the cosmos, more stachys, verbena, a couple of dahlias. It's a little bit weedy at the minute, but as I say, I've got to get in amongst all that lot there and clean it all out so there's more of a line. This lupin's come on leaps and bounds since I put it in. It's never looked back. Everything's looking nice, you know. I mean, it's hard work, isn't it? And I do it on my own, but it is starting to look really quite nice. There's something to show for the effort. So, but the onions, they've come back like little troopers, and I am chuffed to bits. I really am chuffed to bits, because I really thought I'd lost those. So thanks for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed a little tour of this second plot. This is only its real first season, and it has, you know, it's been a labour of love, but it really is starting to look quite nice. So thanks again, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.